Just...
Our impulses are being redirected. We are living in an artificially induced state of consciousness that resembles sleep.
Oh, goddamn hacker, that second damn night that asshole's cut in.
Yeah, there you go!
Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go.
All right, welcome on board, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the Brothers Hack the Matrix. I'm your host, Joe's Atmosphere, and I'm joined, as usual, with There Can Be Only One, the Hylunder. What was the middle thing, man? What was the middle thing? Don't call me stupid.
The lead in is a lot shorter now because we don't have the graphic of us doing the Matrix thing, right?
Yeah.
So half the time we're just jamming away and going, oh, shit, we're live.
Oh, shit, it's time to come up. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, if I get hit once for something, I tend to not use it again. You know what I mean? It's not going to matter right now on the production side.
Powers that be. Fight the power.
Well, Dan, I'm in this to eventually make money. So,
really?
You know,
what? There's money to be made?
What's that shit?
Like
so when I do meet all the milestones to make money on the advertisements for this shit, I tend to try and keep it that way. Anyway, let's check in with the folks and see who's here. There's a certain guy that is pretty much the mascot of this show, but until he rears his head live during the show, I'm not going to play his video. He checked in at 5:12 though. And he hollered, Mitchell. I don't know what that's all about. But anyway.
Mitchell is code for I'm taking a shit, probably.
Who the hell knows?
He's not available.
But Martin Acosta Santana is here as usual. He says, greetings, my excellent friends. And he also says, hello, Joe. He's talking in Droopy Dog voice because he found a video where Droopy Dog says, hello, Joe. And every time I show up on a show, he plays it now. So there we go. I fought YouTube and YouTube won. No doubt. They always win. They don't give two raging shizes about your channel. They just care about the biggies. That's all they care about. Okay, so it's good to see you, Dan. How was your week?
Uneventful, knock on wood.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I had a lot of things going on in different venues and a lot of stuff to cover tonight, right? So let's get into this.
We will get into it. But first, the people want to know, what are you sporting tonight, bro?
This is the vintage 25th anniversary LP vintage V110. It's got that cool, look at that, silver burst.
I like the silver black. Yeah, that's cool.
It's nice. You know, it's got the freaking binding on it. It's got the quadruple binding on it. This is a good, it's got the weight relief. It's a nice guitar, man. And, you know, I don't play it a lot because it is an anniversary edition, but man, when I use it, it cranks.
Now the rest of us normies that aren't axe heroes like yourself, what does weight relief mean? You keep mentioning.
Okay, so the old Les Pauls, they were solid body, solid wood all the way around.
Right.
And I don't know what year they started doing weight relief, maybe the 70s, but they start hollowing these chambers out. This top is a cap. This part right here is a cap.
Okay.
So this part right here, the really heavy part right here, that's usually solid. And then they route out for, you know, your electronics.
Gotcha.
This right here, they've routed big holes in here already, and then they put the cap on top, so it gives you weight relief.
Okay,
Usually,
I got you. All right.
weighs about 10 pounds. This one
Cool.
goes in about 6.5 because
Wow.
of the weight relief. Yeah,
That's cool, man.
So if you're a gigging professional, you'd like to have a weight relief so you're not lugging that sucker all the time. Look at Neil Sean now. He's all like this now because he toted around that heavy ass Les Paul all those years. So
yep.
There you go.
Martin says you treat that lady right, Daniel Rivers.
Always.
Yes.
Always.
Yes. We were raised by to be fine Southern gentlemen by our Northern mother. So,
dude, just real quick, all the guitars that I have, I wipe them down every time I use them. I do not. Some people buy these guitars with they call them relics, right? With all the scuffs and bangs. And why would you do that? I don't understand it. I like to keep my shit pristine. I pay good money for them, and I like to keep my stuff nice as I can.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, let's get into it. I mean, I'm already getting screamed at by the boss. You know how it is. He likes to chew my ass for no reason whatsoever. I think it's all that testosterone, bro.
Yo.
I think he just likes to yell at me and tell me, hey, you need to get on the stick,
Let's
bro.
keep things moving.
But he says that it's time for Top of the Heap, bro.
Top of the Heap.
Yep, Top of the Heap.
I can tell you right now, there's just Top of the Heap, it's going to be war, but them LSU Tigers, their baseball team is smoking hot this year. Smoking.
Are they? Really?
Yes.
Are they killing it? Well, that's nice. That's nice. You never know. They might make it to the championship appearance.
Eject! Fire on the flight deck. This business will get out of control. It'll get out of control and we'll be lucky to live through it.
So much death. What can men do against such reckless hate?
Yeah, man.
What can men do?
But you know what? This is the smallest section tonight. Believe it or not, Top of the Heap is the smallest section tonight. And I'm pretty sure you guys understand why, but we'll get into it. Russia launches largest drone attack after peace talks, Ukraine says. The largest known Russian drone attack since full-scale war began in 2022 killed at least one woman in the Kiev region and injured at least 3 people, Ukraine authorities said early on Sunday.
I have a feeling a year from now, we're still going to be talking about this thing.
We are. I mean,
look, they were active war.
They were in Afghanistan for what, 8 years before the Taliban sent them packing. I mean, it's going to be a while. I think it will be a while.
It's already been a while, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but I mean, the last we heard
don't know what's going on there. So I mean, we don't live in that region. So
yeah, the last we heard, the U.S. had stepped out of negotiations.
We got our mining rights, and they say, "Okay, deuces."
We got the mineral rights, so we're out. We got what we wanted. We're gonna get our money back out of you.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what he's concerned with, and we'll see what happens there, man. But
supposedly Europe is stepping in and carrying the pail now, as far as the financing and things of that nature go. So,
which they should, because it's their backyard. That they need to be dealing with that stuff.
No argument from me there.
Also, President Trump had a trip this week to the Middle East. Trump to remove U.S. sanctions on Syria in major policy shift. He's going to do that. And this is the bigger deal right here. If I can get it to load up, hopefully it will. I had some problems earlier, guys. It like dropped all of my articles, so it could be
It'll happen more and more as you get older.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But the big story this week, though, is that Trump inks a $142 billion arms deal with Saudi Arabia, part of a $600 billion investment package. That's now when they say $600 billion investment package, that's going the other way. Saudi Arabia is going to invest $600 billion in our country. That is a huge influx of business coming our way. Pretty interesting. If you followed any of his speeches this week, he basically wants to see these people stop fighting, and he's trying to set up deals that are mutually beneficial, and it's
600 billion foreign power investing in our country. There's another country that has a large investment in our country as well. It's called China.
China.
So, hey.
Yeah.
It's not good, Joe John. It's not good.
Yeah. It's very, very interesting what's going on over there. That, and he got that plane, right? That was last week about the plane, but that plane right there, they're saying that after he gets out of office, that it's going to be turned over to part of the gift of it is he's supposed to be able to keep it. And I'm like, we were talking about it pregame. You tell him what you said, because I agree with you.
You're buying influence, and because it's going to be, it's going to be sent over, and it's going to have to be fitted with all the countermeasures that Air Force One has to have, and everything that entails, and that's taxpayer dollars.
Yep.
Now, after his term is over, if, like he says, he keeps it and puts it in his presidential library, that's a freaking waste of money. It's a waste of taxpayer money. Now, if we fit it, and then it should go on to the next president, and it should be used until such time as we deem it obsolete and we make another one. But yeah, it should be handed down to the next administration. If it just goes from his administration into his presidential library, like he's talking about, that's a waste.
Yeah.
It's waste. I don't care how you cut it, it's waste.
Yeah.
And,
well, that's not the way those gifts are supposed to work. And I'm sure there'll be hearings about it and all that good stuff. That's for damn sure.
Let's not forget about Boeing's part in this whole deal, because they're building shitty jets, airliners, fighter jets, you name it. Their record here in the last 10, 15 years is horrendous. If they were putting out good quality ships, we wouldn't even have this discussion.
Right.
So number one, it should go to the next administration. As a taxpayer, I would say that should happen. And number two, Boeing is really failing. They just are.
Yeah. Martin Acosta says, what I understand is the plane is going to be part of the Air Force, not a personal property of Trump. Not while he's in office, but apparently part of the gift is the fact that he's going to be able to keep it after he gets out of office. And that's the problem with it. That's part of it right there. He says, either way, it's a gross security breach. I would imagine so. I mean, that's just, and that's a borderline bribe. It almost seems like, I would think.
Well, it's not borderline at all. It's buying influence is what it is. Call it what it is. Now, I mean, if it was somebody else, we'd be doing the same thing. So that's my problem with it. So on one hand, they're talking about cutting budgets and small, and we're going to have to pay for that to be fitted to be Air Force One. That's going to have to happen. So,
that is a fact. Absolutely. And that is top of the heap this week, guys. Believe it or not, you can yell at me all you want. But that is the case, boys and girls. That is it for top of the heap this week. It is time to talk to Jockstrap. There's a lot going on in the Jockstrap, man. I mean, you got millionaires out there dropping threes like that. You got football players, just oblivious to what's going on, And I guess I need to put hockey in this somehow, right? I'm sure there's plenty of bloopers from hockey.
Well, maybe it's time. I mean, we're over 100 episodes now. Maybe it's time.
Time to freshen up some of these videos. I know, man.
Freshen it up.
But Cut Daddy makes me smile. He always makes me smile. Cut Daddy always makes me smile. Of course, first thing we want to talk about is the NHL playoffs, because it's Danny's favorite sport. I mean, it used to be football, but football's made too many rule changes that kind of upset him. So he has to admit, though, NHL's made a lot of changes to their sport too.
They really have, and they're trying to be a kinder general league. They want.
But they still throw down. I saw footage of the Stars game the other night. Somebody just waylaid a dude. He just gave him a right cross and sent him straight to the ice, man. I think it was during Game 5. I think if we go back, and I remember you asking who do I like, and the two teams that I thought would be there, Washington Capitals and the Winnipeg Jets, they're both gone. Yeah, boom.
They're gone.
Can't predict what's going on.
No.
you got the Dallas Stars. They finished off said Winnipeg.
Yes, they did.
Edmonton finished off the Golden Knights.
Yes, they did.
With the ease.
Really
You've got a good series. Now, when is this Game 7? Is this tonight or tomorrow night?
Oh, 6:30 tonight, dude.
Tonight. Okay, so
it's drops. So we're going to get a winner of that series tonight.
And that's the last one from this round.
Yep.
Carolina, the Hurricanes took care of Washington. So
we need to get these old Canada teams out of there.
Right.
Sorry for people in Canada.
Going for Florida. And then Edmonton will be the last one in there, man.
Edmonton's going to be a tough out for anybody. They were in the finals last year, and I think they feel like they have unfinished business. So
Dallas can do it, though, bro.
Dallas can do it, man. Dallas has been good for a while, dude.
Yeah.
And they just have not gone over. They got to Game 7 and lost to it was the Golden Knights they lost to. But Dallas has had a good team for a while, and it wouldn't be surprising me if they finally got over the hump. So it's Florida and Dallas. That's who I'm pulling for.
I hear you. Florida and Dallas. Yep. Before we go any further, the mascot of the show has appeared.
There are some who call me Tim.
Tim is here, and he says Mitchell was a movie with Joe Don Baker. Okay. All right. We'll look at his filmography later on when we get to the flicks. For sure. Good to see you, Tim. Good to see you.
Absolutely. Good to see everybody.
Hockey is the way, Martin.
Hockey is the way, man. Hockey's the only way, dude.
Well, a sport that is not the same as when I grew up is well underway. Our beloved Celtics got nuked in the second round by the Knicks.
Yeah, they did. You know what? Look, just real quick on that. They had 2 games where they were up 20 points.
And let them come back. I do know the lore. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they let it go. They did.
On that deal. So.
Yep.
And then they lost their key freaking player on the game. Was it Game 6, Game 5?
Yeah, blew his Achilles
out. So he might be done forever now. So hard to come back from that.
Tim says, I played hockey. I was the idiot that was a goalie. Oh my God, man. Wow. Dude, I wouldn't want to do that job. But yeah, Knicks move on. They're going to face the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals. Pulling for the Pacers in that one, and I'm sure you are too, bro.
Yeah, pulling for the Pacers.
Because, we're not going to root for a New York franchise ever, maybe.
So, the Thunder and the Timberwolves, I give a about them.
Yeah, we could care less about either one.
Pacers have never won the title. Never.
Love to see the Pacers do it. That would be great. It really would. Pretty interesting who they put out, though. I mean, the Thunder took care of the Nuggets, and that's been a pretty good rivalry in the West here for a while now.
I mean, if you're an NBA fan, there's some questions about that because the way they manhandled Djokovic in that series is a source of contention. I mean, I saw some clips of that. And it's almost like they just didn't want to see Denver in there anymore. So
wow,
yeah, it was whatever. Timberwolves handle business.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Yeah. They're hot, man. They put out some good teams. You got the Lakers. They put out the Warriors. So who knows, man?
And Martin says to Tim, "So you were the interactive target." Talking about being a goalie, yeah, no doubt. Okay, so let's see what else we've got under this week. Yeah, man, Joey Logano and Danica Patrick wreck at Kansas saw star cut from Carr. Yeah, man, Danica Patrick had to be pulled out of her car.
Is she back in NASCAR?
Yeah, looks that way, dude.
Oh shit.
That way. Yep.
Huh.
Oh, this is from back in 2017. Last week, Joey Logano came out on top during dramatic afternoon race. Let's see.
I didn't think she raced in.
I didn't think she did. Back in 2017. Why are they? Oh, well, shit. Okay, well.
Sorry, folks. We didn't do a whole lot.
Didn't do a lot of research on that one this week because I'm not a NASCAR fan, but I did know something about this one. And once again, I'm sorry about the pop-ups, guys. Long-time pro wrestler dies just weeks after his retirement match. Now, he was doing a retirement match, and AEW, I believe. It was Sabu. He passed away. Died at the age of 60.
Those wrestlers die really young, man.
Yeah, they do. And I wish they had a picture of him in here, and it's nothing but pictures of chicks. I swear to God, man. But Sabu, hang on real quick. I'll find a really good picture of him. But he was around for a while, dude. He picked up the Arabic thing after the Iron Sheik.
Oh, okay. Did he do the camel clutch?
I don't know if he used the camel clutch, but he definitely looked like he could have been the son of the Iron Sheik. No doubt about that. What?
Remember when the Iron Sheik used to load the boot up, man?
You know it, bro. You know it.
No, he's not doing anything illegal there.
Yeah, right. This is Sabu right here, dude. That's him. Like I said, he wore the Arabic headdress and everything, and yeah, a lot of wrestlers had. He was an ECW, which is a big hardcore promotion. In other words, barbed wire, tacks on the floor. You know what
got into that
kind of wrestling is.
They had a big crowd, man. A lot of people like that.
Yeah, ECW was a big thing. Sure was. But anyway, he passed away at the age of 60 this week. So let's hear it for Sabu. He was well respected in the locker rooms, man. He was one of the more respected.
Who else is well respected?
Mac Bolan. I know all about that, bro. But you know who's not respected? Danny actually, I think, was dancing a jig in his kitchen when he found out this news. Because there's an NFL Pro Bowl quarterback retires, forfeits $30 million in salary. We're talking about New Orleans, David Carr.
I mean, here again. Yes.
Now it's going to leave him with a rookie and Spencer Rattler on the shelf, but
in other words, better.
Anything's better than this. Yeah, right. Yes. I loved his brother though. He was the original quarterback of the Houston Texans. If you remember, that first season, he set a record for the most sacks. I think he got sacked like 70 plus times that first year.
I got it. I got the Texans inaugural season jersey. I didn't get his. I just got the inaugural season.
Right. Me too. What did it say? 01 on it, I think.
01 or 02, something like that.
Yeah. I got that one too. But I did like Derek, or not Derek, but David. I liked David Carr. I really did. I thought he was a good player. But yeah, Derek has never been. Yeah, he's not the greatest guy in the world. Shows flashes, but most of the times, errant balls.
Yeah, costing a good young talent there in New Orleans. I mean,
yeah.
What's the guy's name? He's young. He's 2 years out of Ohio State. Yeah. 1,000 yards first season. I think
Olave.
Yeah. The guy could play, but concussed constantly.
Concussed a lot because he's getting thrown right into coverage at an amazing clip by Derek Carr. Who had to now, let's be clear, he had to retire. He chose to retire because of the rehab he was going to have to do for his shoulder. He had busted his shoulder up on a stupid ass play, by the way. Just if you remember how he went out last season, remember he was diving for a first down when he didn't have to. It was really crazy. I don't know if you remember that or not, Dan.
I don't remember that, but what I do know about him is,
and you were the puss, always bled.
That's what I remember.
Well, what is that meathead's name that came from Philly? That's their offensive coordinator now. I can't remember the guy's name. He was Dallas's offensive coordinator forever. Come on, man. You know
the head coach.
Ellen Moore, that's
Ellen Moore, yeah.
Coach of and he's supposed to be a quarterback guru, so
dude, every place he's gone, that the offense has not been the problem.
No, it has not. That's for sure.
Come on now.
Yep, that's for sure. I have to admit that.
So again, let's give an ode to Derek Carr.
And you were the puss, always bled.
Danny really did not like him. Okay. Next up, we got This guy's cloaked in failure, too. American basketball player arrested in Indonesia for alleged drug smuggling could face death penalty.
Welcome to the real world, dude. Sure. Yeah, your bubble's been popped. I'm telling these athletes, they live in these bubbles, and they should never go abroad, man, because they're clueless.
Yeah,
this guy right here is in real trouble, dude.
It's kind of like, if you're a responsible gun owner, you need to know the state you're going to be traveling in. Need to know what the gun laws are. I would think if you're going to be carrying drugs with you on vacation to Indonesia, you might want to check out the laws of that place. You know
I keep going back to who is managing this guy? Who's got his back? Who's his agent? Why are they not telling this guy, you can't bring weed with you on this trip, bro?
What
you just
the hell,
can't do
man?
it. You know why? Because
Stupid is, stupid does, sir.
I mean, that's just all there is to it. Also in the news, Preakness Stakes winner journalism takes home a big payout. Preakness winner was journalism this time around. We're not going to have a Triple Crown winner. $1.2 million he takes home for finishing winning the Preakness. $22 million. What's up, Das Wolfen? Good to see you, young man. Good to see you. My brother loves your name because it's the most rock and roll of anybody that we
badass, dude. That nickname is kicking. Das Wolfen.
He says, sorry I'm late. I was finishing up Fallout London. Oh yeah, you go, man. You go. But yeah, journalism won, so we're not going to have a Triple Crown winner. Also in what I think is a crime against humanity.
Crimes against humanity?
Yeah, we need a crimes against humanity section. Major League Baseball lifts lifetime ban on Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson. I just have to wonder, why did they decide to do it now? Shoeless Joe's been dead for how long?
And
a long time. And Pete died last year. Might have been this year. Was it earlier this year?
This year, last year, very recent, dude. Joe Jackson, that's at the old Chicago White Sox, accused of throwing the freaking World Series.
Yeah, he was part of that team that was supposed to have fixed that World Series.
And now you can't watch the sports. Name a freaking major sports. You can't see any of those games without having FanDuel on there or some kind of betting app.
Gambling is all over the place now. As a matter of fact, it's partnered with a lot of these sports now.
Absolutely.
And this guy was held out of the Hall of Fame.
And this guy may very well be. He won Gold Glove in 5 different positions, dude.
Buddy, he's still the all-time hits leader.
Yeah, the hits leader, winning percentage. I mean, the guy was amazing.
Charlie Hustle was one of the greatest ball players of all time. Dude, Galileo was pardoned by John Paul II. Yeah, true. I mean, yeah, I understand that took hundreds of years. I understand, but this I don't understand. I can understand. Well, okay. I watched some stuff on it this week, and they say that the reason why they wouldn't let him in when he was alive is that he never asked forgiveness for it. He continued to gamble for the rest of his life.
You know who they have in the Hall of Fame? They got wife beaters, they got alcoholics, they got drug addicts, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, Pete Rose is not in the Hall of Fame. Baseball Hall of Fame, Pete Rose is not in there. Roger Clemens is not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Barry U.S. Bonds is not in the Hall of Fame.
Is not in the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
The Hall of Fame is a joke, dude.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
It's called what it is. It's a popularity contest because you know who votes on it? Writers.
Yep.
Writers.
Right. Boss, stop yelling at me, man. Look, dude, just relax, will you? Yo. He said it's time for the flicks, bro.
See, updated flicks videos. Kick ass, dude. Check it out. It's a great movie. That's a great movie, too.
Star Wars is a great movie. All these are great movies.
I'm a dude, Paul Rudd.
Got to love it. The flicks are awesome, bro.
You tell me, the Marshall movies, dude, those Ant-Man movies are kick-ass, dude.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they
Captain
are.
America.
The Ant-Man movies are good.
Captain America, dude. Yes, sir, Captain America.
Yeah. Whatever you say, Captain America.
Captain America. That's awesome.
Paul Rudd is just all out funny, dude.
He's badass.
That's just all there is to it. I will watch anything with him in it just because he makes me smile. Dude. The guy is funny. Okay, let's take a look at the box office projections for through the weekend. Final Destination Bloodlines is going to have its biggest opening of the franchise, being the Final Destination movie series. It's a horror franchise with 51 million it's made.
Yeah, well, they got a great fan base. They
do. It's huge, but they've never done this good on an opening weekend, man. That
how
is
long
crazy money for
how long has it been since they did one of these movies?
It's been a while. This is the 25th anniversary of the first film, so that probably has a lot to do with it. You know, I mean, the fans.
I dug the first and second one. Kim's a big fan of that series. But yeah, I'm not surprised because they have a great following. They really do.
Thunderbolts is on the decline in the third week. They're at 16,000, or excuse me, 16 million. Sinners is continuing to make double digits every week.
Great movie, man.
That's what I hear. I'm going to have to go see it, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I hear it's fantastic, man. The Minecraft movie is taking its it's on the downslide, but it's made a ton of bread.
Shit ton.
Matter of fact, we need to check in on that one here in a minute and see if it's getting close to $1 billion yet. I think it needed 90 billion, or excuse me, 90 million to get there, but I don't know if it's there yet. We'll have to take a look at it here in a second. And The Accountant 2 comes in fifth with 4.9 million. Let's see, worldwide Minecraft, it made another 11 million this weekend. It might make it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to hit that billion, but
it's going to hit it. It's going to hit it.
You think it's going to hit it, Dan? Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll keep checking it out. But that's it for the box office. And like I said, this is unheard of for a horror movie. Final Destination Bloodlines opens to record-shattering 51 million in the U.S. and 102 million globally. No other horror movie has ever made this much. What did you say, buddy? I'm sorry.
Unheard of.
Unheard of. This is crazy. But hey, it's a fun series. You cannot deny that this is a fun series because it's one of those things like Fast and the Furious. You just got to check your brain at the door, and know what you're getting
Fast
into.
And Furious, dude, they got way out of control, dude.
Yeah, they did.
Way out of control, man. 1 and 2 were kick-ass, and then they started launching shit up into space. And,
we're going to space and all that
nuclear
bullshit.
subs and shit.
Yeah, submarines, icebreakers.
Come on.
But I did have to show my brother this because he's a big Nicolas Cage fan. Spider-Man Noir teaser. I can't show it to you guys. Just look it up. It's only like 30 seconds. But I can show you some of the visuals from it. This is going to be, I think, 8 episodes on Prime next year. And apparently they're going to release it in both black and white and color, Dan. Now, why you would watch anything that says noir in color, I don't know.
I don't get that.
It doesn't make any sense. But
all I have to say about this is finally a Spider-Man thing that I will enjoy. So
yeah, this is something. Yeah, he's not a big Spider-Man fan, but he'll get into this one. But that's actual pictures from the show, and that looks really tough.
That's
man.
killer, man. I'm a big fan of black and white. I just am.
Yeah, if it's done right.
Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. Great black and white movie.
Yes, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid.
Don't forget your
production stills, man. Yeah. What are you doing? Your breasts were all out of whack. I was adjusting them.
That's a great movie. I'm going to go look for that now.
Yeah,
That's a great movie.
But yeah, check him out, man. That shit looks tough as hell, doesn't it, Dan?
It does, dude. Yeah.
That looks cool.
Nick Cage is badass, dude.
And if you look, they decided to do this after the popularity of the character from Into the Spider-Verse, the animated movie. So I think it's cool, man. I'm looking forward to it. But that's not the only thing Nicolas Cage is doing. He's also playing John Madden. Exclusive first image of Nicolas Cage as football icon John Madden and Christian Bale as Raiders owner Al Davis. And Amazon MGM's Madden. This ought to be cool. Danny says he's not going to watch it though. And
not even going to bother with that, dude. No.
Wait and see if he's going to actually watch it because I know he's a Nicolas Cage fan, but he really digs Christian Bale.
Draw the line. That's some foolishness. I'm not going to watch that.
The foolishness. You're not down with Just Win, baby.
No,
Just Win, baby. No,
look,
no.
I dug the real people, but I'm just not going to watch that. I mean, why are they doing that anyway? What is that all about? I don't.
Well, actually, I read the IMDb synopsis, and it's about the development of the video game. Is what it is. It's about. It's gonna. I think they're gonna show some of his football career, but most of it's gonna be about his announcing with Pat Summerall and the development of the video game. Yeah, which is cool. I'm a fan of that video game like crazy.
He doesn't get credit for being an innovative coach, though, man. But you talk about a throwback coach. The guy was all about the run game and physical. Yep. But they had a great passing game. He was a great coach, man, at a young age. But because of his personality, he's so hype, he knew he couldn't survive being a head coach. So into the booth he went. So
the highs were high and the lows were really low for him. Yep. So he was smart. Hey, know thyself. They say that a lot, man. You got to know yourself. Yep. And he did. He knew that he couldn't do that forever, for sure.
And he set the standard for the color guy. Still.
Yeah, he did. I talked about that when we were during our pop culture show when I showed that this week. I said, look, say what you want about Madden, the boom and the whap and all that stuff and the teleprompter. I mean, dude, everybody that does it now is trying to measure up to him. Yes. He is the measuring stick for color commentating in any sport. Any sport.
He brought that flavor. There's not anybody's come close to that. It really hasn't.
Some people have iconic moments, like Al Michaels during the Olympics that year when the U.S. team won. Do you believe in miracles? Yes. Yeah. Some of these calls, like the one I always remember is the one where Terrell Owens was dropping balls against the Packers the whole day, and then he caught that touchdown pass at the end, and the guy was yelling, "He caught it! He caught it!" You remember stuff like that, but. As far as a TV personality calling games, John Madden's the measuring stick. And I'm not a Raiders fan. I hate the Raiders. I'm a Seahawks fan. I can't stand them fools. But you got to recognize greatness when you see it. And he was great at that there.
No doubt.
Okay, to finish up the flicks this week, guys, we have to acknowledge somebody that may not have been one of the biggest actors ever, but from our childhood, I do remember the movie this guy was in. John Baker, rugged star of Walking Tall, dies at 89. Now, you saw him over the years in different movies and stuff, but this was his signature role. He played sheriff, a real-life guy named Sheriff Buford Pusser, who took on organized crime in his small town.
Yep.
And he was known for carrying a 2x4 to deal with business. He got messed up too. I can't remember. Did he die at the end of that story? I don't remember.
I don't remember, Joe John. To be totally honest, I didn't even see this movie. Didn't even see this movie. My favorite movie that Joe Don Baker was in was Cape Fear. He played a private investigator in there. I thought he was excellent. So the guy had a long career, did a lot of work. So
Cape Fear is one of the ones listed here.
Martin says he survives at the end. So
okay. He did survive in the end of it. Let's see. Das Wolfen says, Alan and I saw it Saturday. Sinners, that is. Yeah, Sinners is good. He survives at the end. I couldn't remember if he died at the end of the first one or not. I know Bo Svensson went on to play Buford Pusser in the sequels to that movie, but Joe Don. Now, what I remember the most from though is these two movies right here, GoldenEye and The Living Daylights. He was a bad guy general in Living Daylights, and in GoldenEye he was the CIA guy that got him the plane that got him out there to that island at the end of it. And he was pretty funny in that. He's also in Congo, but long career, a lot of television and stuff, and apparently he was in Tomorrow Never Dies too. I mean, he must have played that same part in that one. But he was in the Bond franchise for a while. And that's right. I forgot, Daniel. He's in one of the greatest baseball movies ever made.
Natural, bro.
Forgot about that. He was the Whammer, right? Or the Whammer. That's it. That's it. The Whammer. Yeah. And Homeboy struck him out, didn't he?
Struck his ass out. Got that lady's eye. She's like, I think I'll kill you.
I think I'm gonna target this one next.
That's a great
killing. I forgot all about that one, Dan. Wow. I love covering the movies because I love movies. But Joe Don Baker had a storied career, man, but he was never the leading guy except for Walking Tall. That was his signature role as Buford Pusser. So, Godspeed to Joe Don Baker.
Rest in peace, brother.
Yeah. Big fan of his stuff. Big time. All right. We can't get out of the flicks yet, though. First of all, Low Spec is here. What's up, Penguin Master?
Low Spec.
What's going on, Big Daddy? Good to see you. But, yeah, guys, look, I'm not even going to take the time to read all these, but you know what time it is. You know what dominated the news this week, guys. You know what it was.
Do it.
It is the Diddy Files, baby. You know it was the Diddy Files. Diddy's on trial, folks. And the only thing that is keeping this a little bit down in the news cycle is the fact that it's a federal trial.
It's a federal what?
It's a federal trial. I'm sorry. I was looking for the words. And you can't have cameras in there. If there were cameras in there, this would be all over the place. That's all we'd be seeing. Diddle on, diddle off, the diddler.
The diddler.
Yes. But yeah, I'm just going to show you the headlines. You guys read them yourselves.
So many different headlines and
key witnesses missing, but most of it was all about Cassie this week. Hotel security guard reveals, damning moment. Diddy threw a sack of money at him and said, "Don't tell anyone." I mean, none of this sounds good, man. This is just
the video's pretty. Yeah, the video's pretty rough to watch. But
we're not going to watch that. But his daughters had to be taken out because the testimony was so graphic.
So raw, man.
But this girl was most of the testimony this week.
Yeah,
all the days of the trial, she was in there this week, and
One day it was them, her blowing him up, and the next day defense shoots her freaking credibility in the ass.
Yeah.
So who do you believe? But I mean, the challenge for the prosecution is, he's under indictment for sex trafficking and some other things that are. It's not about domestic, violence. That's not what he's on trial for. So they're going to have to tie these things into, what he's being tried for,
Yeah, I think this is just the first brick, it's the first brick in the wall. If you could get testimony out of an old girlfriend that was underage, basically when she started.
Well, yeah, she was 19 when this was happening. They were together for a while.
I say underage, but you know what I mean. She's
19, coming from nowhere, and, she's going to do what she has to do to hold on to that lifestyle. And apparently what she was asked to do is, most people wouldn't do it. So
Martin says, I guarantee you this mofo is going to walk scot-free. And if he's now removed by his masters, he'll have a heck of a comeback. I don't think that's going to happen with this one, man. I really don't.
I think anybody attached to him wants to see this go away one way or the other.
Yeah, they do. And look at the name, Suge Knight. There's all kinds of stuff going on.
Well, there's a lot of people in that industry in the background that are powerful people or were powerful people that are saying the same things about this guy.
Yep.
It's only now that he's in jail that they feel free enough to go ahead and say these things, because apparently when he was out, he was a bad dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Drake, D-Rock, Suge Knight, and the big man on campus his name's being thrown
there
around.
You go, man.
P. Diddy actively seeking pardon from Donald Trump amid trial bombshells. Oh, man. Yikes. What in the hell, bro? What the hell is going on here,
Don's taking pictures with Diddy. Don's taking pictures with Epstein. The Don's been around, man. So
yeah, he has.
I don't think that the Don is some kind of saint. He walks in those same powerful hallways, dude.
Right. He's not the Teflon Don, is he?
He's not.
Is he the Teflon Don, bro?
He is not the Teflon Don.
But look, this is going exactly the way a lot of these celebrity trials go. This is going to take a while. They've got a lot of stuff going on there. This victim number 3, it's going to be interesting if we don't know the name of the person, but that's the first article you saw up there was that they have a person missing, apparently, one of the people. So we'll definitely keeping an eye on victim number 3 and seeing what's going on with that. Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot of he said, she said so far, but this is just the first brick.
You're right. He said, she said, and
is she right? Because I know that's the popular version of what went on there. I know a lot of people like to believe that.
The most damning evidence I've seen so far, though, Dan, is that video of him kicking the shit out of that girl in the middle of the hallway.
Okay, so that's domestic violence, right?
It is. That's
not what he's on trial for.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's going
to be the issue. Mm-hmm. Sure, that makes him look like a monster, makes him look like an asshole, it makes him look like a wife beater, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. But that's not what he's on trial for.
That is not what he's on trial for. Yeah, that's just character stuff right there. Woof. We'll see what happens. All right, boss, come on, man. Stop yelling at me.
Yo.
He says time for earthquakes, bro.
Look at this.
I don't know what's going on in the world. It's moving and shaking the planet.
I think that lady was at a freak off.
Think she was getting ready for a freak off, bro?
I think she was at a freak off. She was at a freak off.
She was at a freak off. Yes. She was in the bathroom at the freak off.
At the freak off, and then
the bass started booming,
dude. And it just goes from there, dude. Buildings fall, highways just go down. That's what happens in the
ain't no party. Yo, what's up?
Party.
Throw the baby oil on the stage. Look out!
If you're at a Diddy party,
the danger zone.
Danger zone.
Yikes. All right. Well, let's see what's going on here. First up, we've got dozens of white South Africans arrive in U.S. under Trump refugee plan. A group of 59 South Africans, Donald Trump has said the refugee applications for the country's Afrikaner minority had been expedited as they were victims of racial discrimination.
Apparently, a lot of white farmers here in South Africa are being murdered and being targeted. Apparently, that's what's being said. Mm-hmm. And you know who else? You know that's from South Africa, right?
Yes, we do. That would be Mr. Musk.
Right.
Yes.
And so what makes this interesting is when they're closing the borders and they're kicking everybody out you got some South Africans are getting free run into the country, and you got former cartel family members getting free run into the country. So,
well, I got a story on that here in a little bit. Yeah.
So, I mean,
yeah, it's pretty interesting. We said this when Trump first got elected. Yeah, I like the wins and everything, guys, but you better keep an eye on them and hold their feet to the fire when they're doing stuff that looks a little shady. And this looks a little shady.
It looks a little shady, and you have to keep wondering how much power does Elon Musk have in this administration?
Yeah.
That's a fair question.
Yes, it is.
Fair question.
Yep. Next up. The new Pope. I don't know if you remember, Bill Clinton had a brother that brewed his own beer. Billy something. I can't remember his name. Clinton. Wasn't it Clinton or was it
Billy Carter?
It was Billy Carter. That's it. It was. I was wondering why I couldn't remember his name. That's it. It was Carter.
Yeah.
He was an outspoken member of President Carter's family. Kind of an embarrassment. Well, guess what? The Pope's got a guy like that. I'm not going to repeat what this says, but Pope Leo's brother,
his brother,
calling Pelosi a drunk C-word, and scolds Dems for having Trump derangement syndrome.
You call me a CS. You call me a CS.
Now, if you don't know about the new Pope, he is from Chicago.
To be welcome in the Vatican, dude, with that kind of language.
Right? Wow.
Where's that asshole brother of mine?
Let's see. Das Wolfman says when South African black politicians are saying they will kill your wife, your children, and your pets. There is no supposedly about it. Yeah, no doubt about that. They usually mean what they say down there. But yeah, that's immediately what I thought of was Billy Carter.
Billy
His
Beer.
brew house,
Yeah.
But yeah, like Pope Leo is going to have to,
Like,
rein
hey,
in his
Pope,
brother there.
Pope Leo, your brother's here. Huh.
Oh shit!
God,
Speaking of brothers, the Menendez brothers resentenced to 50 years to life, and they are now eligible for
hell's he
parole.
smiling at, dude? He whiz.
They're smiling because they got what they wanted. They're now eligible for parole. I just don't know about this one, guys. I really don't.
Well, I mean, look, how many times do we see people have gone away from murder and in 10 years they're out?
Yeah.
They're out.
Well,
Menendez brothers having to kill off some pretty rich people, I guess. If you kill off one of the upper echelons type people, you stay in jail, I guess. So,
well,
they
killed their parents. Is what they did.
They were well off, weren't they?
Yeah, they were, and apparently the father was molesting them, and I mean, it's. I wouldn't wish being molested on anybody, but
nope.
I don't know that murder's the answer in that case. You know what I mean?
You never know how people react to certain things. You know who wouldn't stand for that though?
Mac Bolan. He'd put you down for that shit. Yeah,
bring justice.
He would bring the justice, no doubt, no doubt. So I guess the Menendez brothers they were following the Mac Bolan playbook. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they took care of business.
Oh, just a quick update on Mac Bolan. He's waging war in New Orleans right now. So.
Is he number 20 in New Orleans? Is it? Okay, cool. This is some disturbing news out of Mexico. Mexican mayoral candidate gunned down during live broadcast.
No way.
Campaign rally. Now I'm not going to show the footage, but you can look it up.
No way.
It's a shame, man. And this is the second mayoral candidate to be gunned down while running for office. This.
I wonder if it's this because they have states there. I wonder if it's wonder what town or city they're running for mayor.
Martin probably knows. Martin, let us know in the chat. Is it the same mayoral race that both of these have been happened to? I'm not sure. I haven't read the whole article, but let us know. I'm sure you've been keeping tabs on that. But this is sad to see that instead of letting the people decide, somebody has decided to wipe this person off the map. So
apparently some people decided.
Yeah,
shit.
A person or two. Right. Sad news though. I don't ever like to see anything like this. Martin says, I don't know if it's the same mayoral race. Okay. Well, we'll check into it and get back to you.
No,
this one right here.
We don't assassinate our mayors. We just assassinate presidents. So.
Yeah, right. We just assassinate presidents. We don't go small time. We go big time.
Go big
yeah, this one right here, guys. If you've watched the show over its duration, I'm really starting to wonder what the hell is going on in England in their prison system, because this is not the first story we've had like this. Behind bars, besotted prisoner officer caught sneaking into cupboard with inmate she proper fell in love with is jailed. She finally got her sentence. Police found a slew of love letters in the inmate's cell. And this girl's cute too. I'm like, is there a shortage of men in Great Britain? These girls are becoming prison guards to get with. I mean, what is going on here, man? That's crazy. It's absolutely nuts.
I have no comment on that. All right.
Let's see. They killed a TikTok influencer on stream too because she spoke out about the cartels. Now I have an article on that too, buddy. Yeah, I do. It's in here. I should have put those together, but I didn't think they were related. But it's a big problem in localities under the control of narcos. Yep. Absolutely. Not even for that. She was a girlfriend of one of the Honduran capos, and he got her derezzed because she left him. Wow. Are we talking about? Hang on, let me find this real quick. Yeah, here it is. Mexican beauty influencer. Is this the girl right here, guys, that you're talking about, Martin and John? I was saving it for later.
I don't see the picture.
Hang on. Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. Here you go. Is this her right here, guys? Mexican beauty influencer.
Martin says yes. That's the one. Martin says yes.
Yep, that's the one. Same one. Yeah, dead while live streaming. Oh man, wow, that is crazy. That is absolutely nuts. What the hell is going on down in Mexico, man? You can't get on the wrong side of dudes down there. Yikes.
Well, that's not like this the first time that's. I mean, that's just par for the course, right? I mean, you guys, Martin, help us out here, but it just seems like unless that's all we're getting up here, it just seems like that's par for the course down there. The cartels are the power in Mexico.
Yeah, they are.
But I don't think so.
That's crazy. Martin says that's seconds away from the shot. That's still right there. Wow. That's crazy, man. That is absolutely nuts. Let me do a little bookkeeping here. Boom.
That's a shame.
Boom.
That's a shame.
Let's see what's next on the agenda.
That's sobering, isn't it? Took all the air out of the freaking show, didn't it?
Well,
okay, I'm going to bed now.
Here's another one of your deals, though. Look at this.
Cartels.
Dozens of Mexican cartel family members enter the U.S. in Trump administration deal. Mexico's security chief confirmed in an independent report. Apparently, this has something to do with what El Chapo and
his son. Right?
If you read the whole article, 17 members of this one family. It's Vito Guzman Lopez and his family have been. There's footage of them crossing the Rio Grande in the U.S. around Tijuana, and apparently it's a deal to get information in El Chapo's case. This is, I mean, they got to make deals to get some of this information, I guess. But it looks really shady, man. It really does. Cartels are the power in Mexico. Martin says, yeah, it's pretty obvious. Let's see what's next. Oh yeah, we have a public service announcement next. Ford recalls nearly 274,000 Navigator and Expedition SUVs due to risk of loss of brake function.
Yes.
Yes, you would want that working in a vehicle.
Hard to drive without brakes, dude. So if you've got a Navigator, man, look at this article.
Get it checked out. See what's up with this thing. Let's see what recalls a bunch of Navigators, Expeditions, and the year models are from 2022 to 2024. So definitely get that checked out. If you own one of those vehicles, get it checked out for sure. Das Wolfen says Ford found on road dead. The one I always heard was fix or repair daily. That's the one I always heard.
Another public service announcement. I don't know if you got that article up. I sent it to you pretty late about former President Biden being diagnosed with a very aggressive case of prostate cancer. So, dudes out there, make sure you're getting checked, man, because that is, cancer is bad anyway, but prostate cancer, you can get a checkup and you can get on top of that pretty quick. So,
yeah, you can.
Cancer's
a bitch no matter where you get it. But let's see.
Yeah, former president, he's been diagnosed with a very aggressive, I guess he's far along into that thing. So prostate cancer. Yep.
There you go, right there. Sunday afternoon, they announced this.
Yep.
That's late breaking. Yes, absolutely. I got you. There it is. Former President Joe Biden diagnosed aggressive prostate cancer. And they don't have to do anything crazy. They check you with a blood test. Yep. I get tested for it every time.
But every year, man, every year. Yep.
I go see my doctor every 6 months ever since I got diagnosed with diabetes because he wants to see my A1C. So, but yeah, definitely get that checked out, boys and girls. It's not good for you. Okay, next up. Yeah, this one I found interesting. Iran's running for the hills. Iran pulling forces out of Yemen amid intensive U.S. airstrikes on the Houthis. There it is.
Yeah,
American mites
ass,
doing
bro.
good, right? Oh my God. Senior Iranian official tells British newspaper that Tehran is scaling back its support for regional proxy groups
You're like,
to focus on direct threats emanating from Trump administration.
that's
Good
not
Lord.
working out very well.
Not working out very well
Hold up,
for the
states.
Iranians. Oh
Hold up,
man.
states.
Oh my gosh. This one right here, boys and girls. Oh my God. This is the Darwin Award winner this week, folks. This is Thinning the Herd right here. And I'm not going to show the video, but this is crazy. Man boiled alive and then completely dissolved in water in Yellowstone while sister filmed it all.
Sister filmed it all.
Slipped and fell into a hot spring, Yellowstone National Park. Okay. This is an article I got just because
his sister did not like him.
In the article that
That's
I read,
all I have to say.
He walked in there of his own free will to take a bath and get in the hot water.
I thought it said
what I read in another article.
No?
Yeah, and she filmed the whole thing while he was yelling and screaming.
She didn't like him at all.
Wow.
He owed her money. He did something at some point.
Oh,
so she filmed the whole thing as he boils alive and dissolves.
Right. That's crazy, man. Martin says girls checking for prostate cancer. Well, in this day and age, I guess.
You never know. You never know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she filmed the whole thing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
She couldn't help him out at all. Nothing. I don't know.
Throw a man a life raft or something. A life preserver, maybe. I don't know. They probably would have got boiled too.
You didn't pull him out?
That just makes no sense, dude. Why would you get anywhere near one of those things? Why?
It looks so realistic. You're not going to believe
it. Okay, the joke's over, right? What the fuck, man? Look, Dan, I'm exactly, Martin. What the actual fuck? Yeah, that's absolutely.
His sister
nuts.
did not like him for a long time.
Did not like him for a while, and apparently reared his ugly head at Yellowstone.
She like.
Okay, dude, we're living in a bad science fiction movie, bro.
Idiocracy, dude, is happening right in front of us.
Military adds gender dysphoria screening to troops' annual physical amid transgender ban. Gone are the days of don't ask, don't tell, boys and girls. Yes.
What does that even mean?
Gender
dysphoria?
Dysphoria? Gender dysphoria is what they suffer from that makes them become a transgender person trying to change their gender, to have gender affirming care. Gender dysphoria is what it's called.
This is my look.
Yeah. Yeah. This is his Mitch McConnell vapor locked look. Yeah, I don't get it either, bro. But this, they've apparently added it to the physicals in the military. Yes. I mean, there's not
That's
much.
just something else we have to pay for.
Let me repeat what Martin said. What the actual fuck? Okay.
This is just something else that we have to pay for.
Yes, sir. Yes. This right here, I'm going to show without any audio. Boys and girls, you want to see something that almost gets as great as a fucking Diddy party. It's right here. Video shows 10 inmates escaping New Orleans jail.
They may have been escaping a Diddy party, dude.
They may be escaping a Diddy party. Let's go full screen with this. Hang on 1 second real quick. Martin says, don't ask, don't tell really does not apply when there are people enlisting just because the military was covering the cost of the transition. Yeah, they shouldn't have been doing that anyway. That's a personal thing.
Yeah.
You guys know what I think of this. I'll say it one more time. I don't care if you're transgender or not. The military shouldn't be paying for it. For gender affirming care. You should pay for it yourself.
Pay for yourself.
But at the same time, I don't think they need to be booted out of the military over it. I don't think they need to be booted out of the military over it at all. If that transgender is the best helicopter pilot in the military, guess what? I want him flying that helicopter. Okay. Sorry. I mean, whether they should be paying for that or not, that's one thing. Kicking them out of the military over it, that's a totally different thing. I mean, because look at the history of the military. It's always been a social experiment, folks. They didn't let the African Americans enlist in the military for a long time until the North did it in the Civil War. I mean, and it worked out fine once they put the races together. I mean, there's a transition period where it's tough, but it works out. The military evolves over time. It does, because it sticks to the same rules the whole time. You know what I mean? They don't change the rules in the military very often. Anyway, look, you guys have got to see this. This is the 10 guys that I mean, this is wild. How did they not see this? Video caught it. Check it out.
Tell them where it happened.
It's in New Orleans.
Yeah.
It's a prison in New Orleans. Now, it's not a maximum security facility, but let me run that back, boys and girls. Yeah. They're flying out of that place.
I mean, wow.
And if you, I'll find the.
They're on camera.
Yeah.
And tell them how long it took before they noticed these guys were
9 hours. It was a bed check when they found out that they
and
were
they're
gone.
on camera escaping.
Yes. Some heads need to roll over this.
What
that's
the
for
fuck,
sure.
Man?
Hang on. I'm fixing to pause it on the actual picture. Here it is. This is how they got out, folks. They pulled the toilet out of the way. That's what they did. And I'm just wondering who's eating that snack bag right there. Who's eating out of that thing right there? That's what I'm wondering. but yeah, they pulled that out and got out through that hole right there. I'm sure they in the one where they
obviously they're not being washed. You're looking at what 12? I don't know. Obviously
that was 10 guys rolling out of there. Yeah.
Look at that signage of easy, LOL.
Yeah. Too easy, LOL is what it says. Yeah. Above it. But anyway, yeah. 9 hours before they found out, and it was a bed check.
On camera. Who's watching?
We saw it plain as day on camera, right? Yeah, heads got to roll over that. That's ridiculous right there. That's completely stupid. How could you not know this was going on in a prison? I believe they said during the report that one of the guards had gone to get something to eat, and that's when they did it.
One. That's it. That's
one
the only guard that was watching.
Right.
All them cats were being watched by one guard.
That's
a problem in our prison system. The guard to inmate ratio is just way
way out of control. Yeah. The prisons are overcrowded. They really are.
Big money making.
Yeah. A lot of people call it the for-profit prison system.
It's absolutely what it is. It's absolutely what it is.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next up. Popeye's manager allegedly shot coworker due to overcooked biscuits.
Overcooked. Look, no bad biscuits on my watch, bro. Pow, pow. Shot him in the groin and shot him in the chest.
Damn, dude.
The guy died from his wounds.
And he had asked for a transfer out of there, right?
The guy that did the shooting had asked for a transfer because him and the other guy had gotten into it on several occasions. And the bad overcooked biscuits was the last straw. I'm drawing a line right here. Shoot you the balls, shoot you the chest.
So watch yourself in North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, because the Popeyes up there, They
don't play no games when it comes to their biscuits.
They ain't playing no games. They said, no
games.
This ain't no Louisiana chicken. We're doing North Carolina style. Gangsta style. Gangsta style chicken.
Brutal.
And this last one we got under earthquakes, man. Wow, dude. This is sad right here. 2 sailors killed after Mexican Navy tall ship smashes into Brooklyn Bridge. I'm going to play this video for you. It is crazy.
Let's preface that, Joe John, with
right. You tell them what's up with it while I get past the ads here.
You sail those cross beams where the sails are. There's men up there. They have lights all along all those beams, and there's at least 5 guys up there on each beam, and they're just it's like a float. You know, they were there for show, and you know, and they have the lights on, and every one of those masts, there's guys up there standing there, and they're back and underneath the Brooklyn Bridge, and those guys that are on those beams never saw that coming. They're looking the other way, and boom.
Yeah, they all fell
to
the deck. That's
it's
crazy, man.
Water, and I mean, it was terrible. I mean, who checked the height on? It's just so.
Yeah, how could you not have checked that? I don't. That's a shame.
This just put the Mexican naval back.
Yeah, that's
1,000 years.
That's
okay.
crazy.
Mexico cannot sail in the water anymore.
Martin Acosta says biscuits are risky business, boys and girls, especially in North Carolina.
Absolutely.
Oh man. Okay.
Right.
Well, we're not quite out of
what?
The earthquakes thing yet, man, because you know we got certain things going on, man. We got certain things going on. You know, we have to take a look at those that we send to represent us in different walks of life. So,
absolutely, we do.
We got to talk about America's best and brightest.
That is the best representative freaking video we have.
Martin says, "Oh, I'm sure our government is going to invest many, many millions repairing those 2 masts."
Oh, absolutely.
Yikes. First story we got in Best and Brightest tonight. Federal grand jury indicts Milwaukee court judge Hannah Dugan in ICE case. Yikes. What is going on?
Sneak out, right? Isn't that what happened there?
What is it?
She helped him sneak out.
Yeah.
She helped some illegals sneak out when the ICE agents were there to make an arrest, I guess, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she was complicit in that. So
yikes. Yep.
She going to jail for her convictions. So there you go.
Hey, you know, some people, you know, hey, they stick to their guns. The other one we've got, Donald Trump impeachment moves forward in Congress.
You know, a president gets elected and immediately the losing party starts impeachment anymore. You know, it happened, you know, when Biden was elected, impeachment process started right away. Trump, when he first time, impeachment process right away. I mean, you can keep going back as long as you want to go. That seems to be in vogue. When somebody loses, we're just going to impeach him. I mean, children up there, dude. I mean, honest to God.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Guaranteed the next president that gets elected, impeachment process will start.
Yep. Don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it that we lost. Democratic Representative Shri Thanadar
absolutely
moved to force the White House vote in his articles of impeachment against Donald Trump. There it is. Shri Thanadar. That's who you got to thank for that.
Shri Thanadar.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Impeach. That's all they know how to do. That's the only thing to get together.
While we've got him here, you know, hey, it's time for the last part of Best and Brightest, and that is the Trump cards. You know,
the Trump cards.
We got to check the Trump cards every week. You know what's up with that. We got to do it. We got a few Trump cards tonight. We got a few. Not many, but we got a few. First one up. Trump signs executive order. He says we'll slash drug prices by up to 80%. Trump calls out Democrats and announces plans to drop prices of prescription drugs almost immediately.
Well, that's good. And I hope that actually comes to fruition because everybody in our country, this hits home with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So it's working. You know, everybody's got a health issue for whatever reason. But, you know, prescription drugs in this country, they're just way out of control. So if they can all get together and pass this and on a bipartisan way, you know, we can all benefit from that. Really would be helpful for us. You know?
But so you know how it is. We like we said several times, we got checks and balances. I'm sure the big pharma drug companies will be sending their lawyers to get this shot down as soon as possible.
Not only that, it's the freaking lobbyists. They have so many politicians in their back pocket.
Yeah, they do.
That's what will cause this thing to die. Right. Hopefully not, but we'll see.
The plane. But yeah, it would be nice if we could do that with a stroke of a pen, but it takes laws, guys. These executive orders are small, is a quick fix. They're not going to last. They have to write laws to change this stuff. So this is a good first step, but I don't know how long it'll take or if it'll take place. Who knows? Next up, U.S. and China reach a deal to slash sky-high tariffs for now with a 90-day pause. See, this is why he's throwing these tariffs out there, is to get them to the bargaining table.
Sure.
And you see right here, the effect was the Dow closes up 1,160 points as U.S. and China agree to slash tariffs.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think his tariff actions are probably the best thing he's doing so far.
Well, I've been saying since day one, we're going to have to wait and see a long-term thing. What long-term, what this will do for our economy. We can't just panic day one, day two. You have to see long-term what the effects are. So we'll see. Right now.
Hey, Kay, good to see you. Good to see you, Kay.
The stock market.
We'll see what happens. But I do like the fact that he's trying to, because look, every administration's had to deal with this on some level, and he's just coming in with the friggin' anvil. You know what I'm saying? But it's gotten a lot of these people to the table.
That's good. That's good. And I still I want to see a balanced budget amendment.
Yeah. Where's that at?
Where is it?
That's the thing. We also got this one. Department of Homeland Security mulls reality show for immigrants seeking U.S. citizenship. What the hell? Don't we have better things to do than this?
Well, I don't understand that.
I don't either.
Maybe
I think he was on TV too long.
I don't know. Maybe it's to bring light to the process. Maybe to show.
Educate how you're supposed to do it correctly or something.
Maybe put it under a microscope and really take a look at it. Maybe make it better. I don't know. I don't know why we have to have a reality show, but whatever.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't want to pay for a fucking reality show.
No, and neither do I, bro.
Gee whiz.
But hey, that's the actions of America's best and brightest. That last guy kills me, dude. He's got the gopher thing going on, Monty Python is the greatest thing ever invented when it comes to comedy, boys and girls. Don't ever let anybody tell you any different.
Comic genius, man, no doubt.
Well, the boss is not yelling at me anymore. He's concerned. He's telling me it's time to get the pads on.
Oh,
time to buckle the chin strap.
Look out,
because it's time to turn out the lights.
I have the utmost respect for Kurt Warner for going in there. I have the utmost respect for Kurt Warner for going in there.
Kurt Warner destroyed on television. Hey, man, my boy Largent laid the smack down, too.
I think McRae kneed him in the balls, too, if you look at that.
He was kind of Roger Craig high knee lifting there, wasn't he?
With his grapes on the way down, dude. With the knee, right? Check that thing out again. Body and soul, brother. You are done.
Well, keeping our eye on sports, I do have to shout out my final word tonight, and it's not even my favorite sport. My brother loves this sport more than me, so he will appreciate this more than anybody Guess what, boys and girls? The LSUS Pilots unstoppable season draws growing waves of fan support. If you don't know what's going on, this is Louisiana State University at Shreveport.
At Shreveport, the Pilots.
It was the first school I attended right out of the Army. I was taking journalism back in the day. Thank God I didn't pursue that because I'd be pissed off right now. But, ladies and gentlemen, this team hasn't lost a game all year, and they are after their 5-2 win over Ottawa, Kansas University. That's Ottawa University in Kansas. Okay. They beat them 5-2. They are now 53-0 and on their way to the World Series in their bracket.
Now, I want you to pay attention to the droves of fans that are out there in the outfield bleachers. Oh, they don't have any outfield bleachers.
They don't have any outfield bleachers. This is some small-time college baseball, guys. This is like the NIT version. You know what I mean? It's pretty low. But
53-0, dude.
Still 53-0, Dan. Speak to this. In baseball terms, that's unheard of.
Come on. Yeah, that's a hell of an accomplishment, man. I don't know that that's ever been done. 53-0? They haven't been beaten.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It's nuts, man.
That's impressive for them to do that in front of all 20 fans that they have.
But that's what this article's talking about. There's a whole lot more people going to their games now. All of a sudden,
there's 30 people now.
There's 30 people there now. Yes. But anyway,
all 5 rows are full now.
Leave my beloved Pilots alone, bro. Okay, boys and girls, guess what? It's time for the Simple Jack Award. It's that award my brother loves to give out once a week. It could be to a person, it could be to an organization, could be to a government, could be to the entire earth one of these days. Who knows who's going to get it? But this week, it's the Simple Jack Award, the AAA edition. I don't know the details of the video you're fixing to watch, but this was sent to us by our field correspondent, the lovely Kimberly Rivers.
Yes.
And boys and girls.
I mean, honestly, you don't need any narrative for this one.
You don't need a narrative, really, but I do need sound. So I have to re-share this and add sound because you've got to hear the commentary of the guys filming.
AAA edition.
It's a AAA edition of the Simple Jack Award. Guys, if you haven't seen this video, you're not going to believe this shit. I don't know what they were thinking when they did this. It's crazy. Let me make sure the sound is going. Let's get it full speed. And here we go. Check this shit out.
That girl, don't do that.
What you're seeing is an SUV pulling a car with a chain.
Stop.
You have it hooked to the rear axle.
And there is someone in the driver's seat in the car.
There is someone in the driver's seat. Oh, man. It's crazy.
Look at that car.
Out of control.
Those tires are wasted.
Oh.
I mean, you can hear it smacking the fucking wall. Look at the rear view mirror, dude.
Oh. Now look real close. I believe those are dealer plates that are on that car.
That's a dealer plate, all right. It's paper. Yep. Are you hearing the screeching of the tires?
They went full retard on a major thoroughfare scale. And that's all I have to say about that.
Never go full retard.
Unbelievable, man.
That is insane, Daniel. That is absolutely insane, man.
I don't know what they're trying to do there, but
that needs a few more statements, real quick. Hang on.
Never go full retard. Never go full retard.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just stop when they saw it getting out of control?
Come on,
I
bro.
don't get that.
I mean, for real. What are they thinking, bro? What the hell are they thinking?
Full retard.
Full
on
retard.
A major thoroughfare scale.
On a AAA scale.
AAA scale.
That is nuts. Oh, let's see how they're reacting to this. Check it out. Our good friend Jed is here. He said, "What's up?" Yeah. Martin said, "Let's fucking go." You know how that goes, man. Every time that is mentioned, we must see it.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Gave you a double dose because I forgot to turn off the loop.
I think that's what they were thinking when they decided to tow that thing like they did.
Dude.
Go.
Yeah, what?
Let's fucking go. Let's do it.
Let's fucking go. That's what they thought, man. Woohoo! Balls out. I can drive this thing backwards. Yeah. Man. What
dealer place. Brand new ride. Destroyed.
Destroyed, man.
Awesome.
All right, boys and girls, it is time for us to get out of here. But, of course, I've got to let you know what's going on with the program. Hang on one second while I add this to what's going on and bring us back to this. You guys should hear Shifty Breeze. That's SHIFTY.
Shifty Breeze.
Shifty Breeze. By that great band called
Sharkin' for Pearls.
Sharkin' for Pearls. Martin is throwing me off here. In the words of Murtaugh, it's still brand new.
Still brand new.
Talk about his car. Remember that fucking Lethal Weapon, dude?
Still brand new.
That's too fucking good. Okay, so boys and girls, let me let you know what's going on with the channel. Of course, you're watching The Brothers Hack the Matrix. We do this every Sunday night at 6 p.m. Central Time. Everything you need to know about the clown show that is 2025 through today's headlines. We'll be here next week to break it all down for you at 6 p.m. Central Time. Tomorrow morning on the Military Monday style drink and draw, we're going to be going over the movie Delta Force, starring Lee Marvin and Chuck Norris. So you guys come check it out as me and Gary work on our comic books at 10 a.m. Central Time tomorrow on Pop Culture Minefields channel. And then It's Only Talk and Roll comes your way at 4 p.m. Central Time on That 70s Rock Fans channel. And tomorrow afternoon, he will be busy playing some Baldur's Gate 3. He's doing a video game stream tomorrow. So come check it out. 4 p.m. Central Time. Take a look, though. He may start... Sometimes when he's playing video games, he'll start at a half an hour early. So he may start it at 3:30 p.m. Just go follow him and get a notification. You'll know what time we're going to get started. And that's over on That 70s Rock Fans channel tomorrow afternoon around 4 p.m. Central Time. And then, of course, my show, Papa Joe Gamer Before Dark. I need to change some of these thumbnails now. It used to be After Dark. Now it's Before Dark because I had to not stay up late with my mother in the house yelling at a video game. We're going to continue our playthrough with part 8 of Mass Effect 2. Come check it out as I screw up Mass Effect, boys and girls. It'll be this week on Papa Joe Gamer Before Dark at 6:30 p.m. Central Time on Monday. That's right. I do 3 streams on Mondays. It's my busiest day streaming. So come check it out at 6:30 p.m. Central Time on my channel. And then, of course, we've got another drink and draw on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central Time. We usually talk about a movie. I don't know what the movie is. Martin, if you know what we're doing Wednesday, let me know. I checked the list and I didn't see anything for Wednesday yet. So let's see. Jed says Joe's just going to show all the shows I badger him on. Yeah, no kidding. And that's also Wake Up Jed, laugh out loud. Yeah, no doubt. I did. If you guys notice, I did put that on the thumbnail. The bottom of it says time to wake up Jed. Because he lives out there in the Pacific time zone. And our good friend Martin Acosta Santana's on that show too. He says ass effect is what he calls it, him and Low Spec. So you guys come check it out this Wednesday. Let's see, Wednesday we'll be doing Colossus, the Forbidden Project. Okay, cool. We'll be talking about that. That's on the drink and draw on this Wednesday. So be looking forward to that at 3 p.m. Central Time on Wednesday. And then shortly after that, I will start my pop culture show where Jed and Knock and Das Wolfen get together with me and we talk about today's pop culture scene. We'll definitely be talking about the success of Final Destination, Bloodlines this week, and some other things. Look for it this week on State of the Atmosphere, my pop culture show at 5:30 p.m. Central Time on Wednesday. And then Friday night, or actually Friday afternoon, you can check out Sketching the Privateer as I work on the story of America's Pirate Patriot, my passion project, my comic book that I'm working on. You can come check that out at 1 p.m. Central Time on Friday. And then you want to go back over to Pop Culture Mindfield's channel at 8 p.m. Central Time for our good friend Das Wolfen as he continues to play Fallout Tale of Two Wastelands. He's getting close to the end of this one. He's got one more DLC to go. I'm not sure what he's playing next. Let us know what you're playing next there in the chat before we get out of here, John, if you can remember. That's Gaming Night with John, 8 p.m. Central Time on Fridays over there on Pop Culture Minefield. And that brings us right back around to the Brothers Hack the Matrix at 6 on Sunday. So, for myself, and there can be only one, the Hylunder. Don't forget, boys and girls, do not forget, Astral Plane is out there where all your music
for your listening pleasure,
your listening stations, Spotify, iTunes, all that good stuff. And there's a playlist of it on YouTube as well. I use it all the time on Fridays. I do use it for my soundtrack on Fridays when I draw. So,
my dude.
Yeah. So you guys come check it out. Astral Plane everywhere where you get your music. So that's his 4th album, guys. This guy is cranking them out, dude.
Working on Sojourn now, bro.
Sojourn? That's a song, though. Tell them what the name of the next album is.
No, the album, I changed it from the other one, too.
Did you?
Sojourn, yeah, because
okay.
I could substantiate the thing, so.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, well, that's it for this week, boys and girls. I want to thank you guys for being here. And you know what I'm always going to tell you? Until we see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless.